Yeah, first of all, apologies. So sorry to keep you waiting. Thank you. The listening part of this morning went off exactly on time, but some of the females to the plane were a little late.
Really? You threw me under the bus.
And then the weather, of course, got us. And then, of course, we got lost. I don't know how we got lost, but we got lost. So anyway, my apologies, and thank you for waiting. Kind of a strange day for us. First of all, if you've been watching the new tour, it's a symbolic day for us. We've been flying the B-13 for the last year. Our sister passed away on Halloween night. Trust me, I've already got 1,000 texts. Her death certificate says November 2nd. What happens in Oklahoma is if Halloween, I don't know if it is here, Halloween's on Thursday, you celebrate it on a Friday. If Halloween's on a Sunday, you celebrate it on a Saturday, so the kids can be up all night. November 1st was Halloween in 2013. She passed shortly after midnight. So for those people that are keeping documents and records, and look at me as a bad brother, it was Halloween night for us. And we thought it was very fitting that it was Halloween night because Betsy loved to scare the dog too out of anybody and everybody. Her mom had this really sick thing that Halloween was their favorite day, and they would scare the living crap out of you. Mom would dress up as a witch, sit there in a rocker like a dummy, never moved for 3 or 4 kids, and then this one poor kid would come along, and then she'd reach out and grab him, and of course he'd drop all this stuff and run, and Mom just couldn't stop laughing. So our family's very twisted that way, so it only makes sense. So tonight the B-13 will be flown proudly, and then it will be put away. And that is it. Great to be back in the top. When people ask you what the top 5 places to play in the world, Rupp Arena is in that top 5. We got most of our live album from here. On the 98 release of the live album, a lot of us from Lexington. Have been waiting to get back here with the tour. 96 through 98 was 3 years. The world tour, we saw 94 cities. This year was Chicago starting out at 11, Atlanta going to 5 or 7, and Jacksonville going to 6. You're not going to be able to see 94 cities in 3 years. So we go through, and between Ben Farrell and myself and Miss Yearwood, we hand-pick the cities. I spoiled myself by putting Rupp Arena this early in the tour, simply because I just wanted the tour to kick off great. So I can't tell you how excited I am to be here. This is one of those places where you come to enjoy more than you come to work, to tell you the truth. And it can be the greatest train wreck you've ever seen, and I'll still be having more fun than anybody else tonight, because I'm in a place that I feel always performs very well for us. So I went to Jacksonville, did the press conference, and I did it by myself because Miss Yearwood was busy with her cooking stuff and had to come in later, and all I did was answer questions about Miss Yearwood. So this time we decided to come together, and if anybody has any questions for Miss Yearwood or me, and if the question for me is what's it like to be Mr. Yearwood, I'll be happy to answer it. But we feel much more comfortable talking with you than talking to you. So if anybody's got any questions, we can open up for that now.
Have you had your tortellini?
In everything, yes. Yeah, they asked me what my favorite Trisha Yearwood dish is. Mashed potatoes. It just is. Because there's no bones, no peelings. You just get to eat as much as you can. And people think mashed potatoes with cereal in the morning is kind of stupid, but I don't. I have mashed potatoes with everything.
You're going to like Thanksgiving this.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
When you were here in 1998, you were arguably the top name in country music and arguably pop as well. Here it is 15 years later, you're still incredibly visible and popular with a long time away from the touring regimen. Is there anything you can put your finger on and explain how your popularity has been able not just to continue for that long, to continue that long with that kind of sizable gap in touring?
I'm not trying to blow smoke or anything. It's a very intelligent question. There's a lot of theories, so let's just approach a couple of them. If we would have stayed and not went home to raise our kids, they'd have thrown us out. So maybe the time off kind of makes you a little more. Maybe social media has happened between now and then, and so since Ticketmaster is telling us 40-some% are under the age of 30 that bought tickets, they were 15 years old when we toured last. maybe with social media, all they've heard is stories of what this is, so they're coming to see what they're going to do. But I gotta tell you, if I thought they were just coming to see it, they wouldn't participate as much as they do. This tour has been the highly most participated. What I mean is, they come and they're ready. They know every word to every verse to every song, and they sing more than they ever have. And I don't know if that's since the big thing of karaoke that's happened over the last 15 years too. But these people, trust me, my job's the easiest job in the world, because it goes something like this. Sometimes late, and I stop. They take it. When they're done, I'll introduce the next one. And it's the easiest gig on the planet. So, I don't know. I will tell you this. Anytime you play a concert, you are selling the next time you're going to be here. That's why you're here. So you go out and you play. And so I told Miss Yearwood, it happened opening night in Atlanta, a late show, when it hit me that I thought people were coming back to see it again, you know, because I see people here that we've been together forever, and people come in and just see what people are talking about. But it was the late show that I realized, holy cow, what I'm witnessing is, if we were to come back when we're like 150 instead of just 100, I think these people will come back too. I mean, they've been very, very sweet that way. And if that's egotistical, forgive me, but that's what it is. Yes, ma'am.
What was the deciding factor to actually come back and go on this world tour again? Like, why did you want to come and do
Well,
this?
you're the one's going to answer that. We were trying to figure out what we were going to do. It was her that actually approached me.
I just don't think, you know, if you're an artist and a performer and a singer, you don't, there's not a retirement age. There's not really a, you know, we're done kind of thing. And, you know, the only way you know is if you go out and see what happens. And we are lucky that we raised our girls. Our youngest is a freshman in college, so we are officially empty nesters, and the house is really empty because we're gone. And we just, it's kind of like you just go out and see what happens. And what the good part for me is that we wanted to do this together, and that we could play music, and it's a great opportunity for me, obviously, and we get to spend every night together, which is our goal. We said when we got married we didn't want to be together to be apart, so it's a way to do what we feel like we were born to do and be together. So it's a no-brainer, and we're just lucky that people are showing up. It's nice.
Very. And the thing about touring is the 2 hours is what you're out here for, that 2 hours a night. The other 22 hours sometimes be the hardest part of touring. Not anymore. It's cool. You know, it's really great to have the best part of your day and then go have even a better part of your day. You know, it's cool.
He's the crier.
Yeah, sorry. It's real emotional for me, sorry. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Now, y'all had to add 2 extra shows. 80,000 people are expected in downtown Lexington this weekend. Downtown Lexington is just going to be a mess. I mean, what do you guys say to all the fans who are coming to see y'all this weekend?
Well, normally, if it's not Lexington, I tell you, bring your helmet, bring a cup. Okay, 'cause that's what you're going to need, right? Lexington is where I learned that from. You come here, you better be ready. I would hate to be an opposing player in that arena. Because the thing about Lexington, they say, why Rupp Arena? I said, because these people are right on top of you. It's crazy. We came in here with the Judds. That's where we did our first show in Lexington. And Kelly, my brother, was tour manager at the time. When we walked out, we said, dude, as quick as we can get back here, we're going to come back here. And we've been wearing out our welcome, you know, ever since. There'll never be a tour without Rupp Arena unless Rupp Arena chooses not to. But trust me, when I say top 5 places in the world to play, I'm including every place we've ever played around the world. This place is the bomb. Yes, ma'am.
So I was at that show, and we're tickled to death to have you back.
You were at what show?
At the last time you were here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You and your mom, or what? Because this is going to be a while ago. That was what, 97?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
98.
in high school, I think, and you single-handedly turned the music business around, in my opinion. My group of friends, it was not cool to listen to country music until you came out, and we knew every word to every song on the No Fences
Right.
album. And we all loaded up and we came here to see that show, and it was great, one of the best shows I've ever seen. But what I wonder is, how is this show going to be different? What's different about this tour?
It's tough. That's That's a tough question, because here's the bottom line if you try and dissect it all out. We merged the bands together. Her people she brought, 20 years is the youngest they've been working together. The band we brought, you'll recognize all of them. 1595, so that'll be 19 years will be the youngest guy for us. We call him the rookie, because we'll be together 20 years next month.
Crew too, same crew, pretty much the same crews.
Same exact crew. So then, I, like you, we'll talk about this tonight, I, like you, spend my money, and I go see the guys I love, and I stand in those seats, I sing every word, and when I come there, do I come there to hear the new stuff? No. I'm a fan, I'll get the new stuff. Just don't forget the old stuff, you know? That's the thing. So I'm not sure how much it's gonna change. 50 pounds heavier, maybe? Again.
Good cooking. Are you gonna be flying across the stage any tonight?
No. No.
Not on purpose.
I'm not sure what's gonna be different, and the fact is, it's kinda weird. You come back here, and you chose back here because of what you knew, so you kinda want it to be the same. So, what I want you to walk away going, I saw this guy in 97, tonight was as good or even better. That's the goal. But that's something only you can do. And know that it switches too. I come here, and there's a lot of pressure on you guys. I'm coming here because of what I remember, and I want that crowd to be that way. But here's a physics question I can't figure out, okay? You can help me with this. First of all, they're making beer now that are 10 times the size as they used to be. So you look out, and everyone's got a beer in hand and an iPhone in another. But yet, they're louder than they've ever been. They clap louder than, how in the hell are they doing? I don't know. I can't figure it out. But you'll see tonight, they'll be loud, they'll sing, they'll do all that stuff while having their hands full at the same time, which used not to be the case. Yes, sir.
Just to follow up on the question she just did, I went to the Chicago show and there were several celebrities in the Chicago.
This year?
Yes.
Did you have fun?
Yes. It was
Good.
a good time.
That was cool.
Lots of celebrities have come out, and I'm just curious, you have come back, and some of the people have stated that you're still in the limelight, and you really haven't lost your touch. The show is amazing.
Thank you.
I can vouch for that.
Thank you.
Singing. I'm just curious, has anybody that you've taught the lesson to reached out to you recently? I mean, the Luke Bryans, the Florida Georgia Lines, the Jason Aldeans, have they reached out to you and said, hey, what a show? Have they seen the show yet? Just curious if you're getting any feedback from the country music community of the comeback.
No, I try to remember that these guys, the three guys you mentioned, are the three busiest guys on the planet. So people always think that because we do the same thing for a living, I'm talking about me and Miss Yearwood, but let's say her and Kelly Clarkson do the same thing, that they see each other all the time. You don't, because the reason why we're here is because Luke Bryan isn't here. The reason why we're here is because Jason Aldean isn't here, So the window opens up for you to be there somewhere else. So haven't. It was a funny thing today, though. We played the album for the media this morning, and there were some things that didn't sound like us traditionally. But what allowed me to play a song called Cold like that, which is really just muscle, real hard guitar, what allowed me to play that in country music was Jason Aldean. Isn't that weird? That a young kid allows an old guy to get to play music like that. So it kind of goes back and forth. And they have expressed they've been very sweet. They've expressed their I don't even want to say love for this artist or for this artist. They express it every time they open their mouth. If you mention their name, they go, God, I didn't know he knew who I was. Well, I said that same thing about Straight. But Straight hasn't mentioned me yet, but if he does. Yes?
Your younger fans, do they ever question why you would need to stop for a coffee and a couple $1 change to call Baton Rouge and not just pick up the phone?
A lot of things like that, yeah. What was that?
I was going to tell the story about one of our girls getting in trouble and having you get your cell phone. That's the only threat you have. And Garth saying, when I was your age, I never ever got my cell phone taken. And it took a second. Oh wait, you didn't have it.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. We just did Honey, Can You Squeeze Me In was one of our songs we just did. And we remastered the entire catalog over the last 5 years to bring it from analog to more digital sound. And in that, we actually had Trisha re-sing, I've been faxing you love notes all day long. Well, now the line is, I've been sending you love notes all day long, but you ain't sending nothing back. And I thought I did it, and then totally missed that the next line says, I'm going, I guess you're not checking your message machine. Seems like you're never in. Oh, nobody's got a message machine. I'll have to wait another 20 years for it, remix and remaster again.
There's a line in one of my new songs that says Polaroid camera, and somebody suggested that I change it. And I'm like, yeah, but Polaroids are making a comeback.
Yeah.
You know, they never go out of style.
Just like vinyl. Yes, ma'am.
What about your fans? I mean, it's been a while, so what are your expectations of them tonight and tomorrow?
Here's my expectations, and here's what has happened, okay? I just want to see the same people. I came back here to see the people that were here in '97. What I see are those people and their kids. I'm seeing their kids. I'm seeing there was a girl in Atlanta, I stopped the show because the shirt she was wearing was older than she was. I know that shirt. I remember what year that shirt came out. I know she wasn't born yet. And she said it was her dad's. And that's why she was there, because her dad loved us. And so she wanted to come see what it was all about. So that's what's cool. Did you, when you were in Chicago, did you notice, one, doesn't seem to be an age demographic, but what kills me is how many guys are there.
Yeah, it's a male, it was pretty male dominated.
I don't know if that's cool or not. I mean, you come out and you lose all the weight and everything, you know, for the chicks. That's why you're playing, right? And then all these dudes are out there, and they're having a great time.
And they're all singing She's in Love with the Boy, which is really cool.
In Chicago, I come out of the hole, about 13 rows back, there's a guy in this orange Western shirt, cut-off sleeves, headband. It looks like he's about 6'4", just a big biker guy, and he just stands there the whole show. He's got this goatee. I'm doing everything I can. So Miss Yearwood comes out, and I'm back there playing acoustic. I look out, and he's going, she's in love. He's having the greatest time. So, I don't know. It's a dude fest out there, I can tell you that, which is surprising for me. And they're welcome. They're sweet.
What is your favorite song to perform for the band?
This is tough, because it always comes down to two songs. The dance is my favorite Garth song ever, but to perform, when you look down there and you see like this place, this is where I first noticed it. This is the first time it ever happened. You watch these people and they're like nuts, and you're hoping you're going to survive it. And you look down the set list and you see the next song is coming. It's Callin' Baton Rouge, and this thing is going to go to another level. It just always does. And man, when they hit the last time we were here, it's always been like my favorite thing to perform. But it's nice to have that bullet in your, in your pack. With Miss Yearwood, I don't know. I mean, I think there's one obvious, but 3 or 4 of my favorites are, each band is different from how they do it. So my favorites for her might be something different from what your favorites are.
Well, I know when I come out, I'm kind of trying to hit the highlights, and so I'm keeping it pretty up. And on a show like this with this many people, I'm kind of known for ballads, so it's kind of hard for me. But when you start How Do I Live in that arena and you see everybody holding on to each other and swaying back and forth, it's like it's a ballad that works in this setting. Everybody sings along, and all the virtual lighters go up, and so it's pretty cool.
The neat thing about this tour that I love so far is getting to be, I've never got to be one of the band. And so when she comes out, I take my place as an acoustic guitar player and sit back there, but you get to see now. Usually when you're out front, the lights are so right here, you never get to see that much. When you come back, you get to see everybody. And what kills me with her stuff, and I'm hoping they're doing it on ours too, is I don't think there's anybody else in the room that these people know that's in the room with her stuff. Because you'll see a 17-year-old girl or a 40-year-old woman just sitting there by herself, banging it out. Her daddy said. It's like nobody's watching her. She doesn't care. And I'm really hoping when it's our gig, when it's our stuff up there, that they're doing the same thing. But that's been the greatest gift. Do you have your hand up back here?
Yes, sir. You were talking earlier about how you perform when you're in the crowd at the concert. Who are some of the artists that you just have to go see at concert?
Well, my guy's straight. I love seeing straight, and people find that weird because they look at my show and they see a straight show and they're two totally different. I think straight's very exciting. I don't know what it is about him. You know, I wish I had the charm to just stand there and be cool. I don't know how he does it. I just love him. I scream like a teenage girl, you know. I'm out there. I got to tell you, I'm a little bit of the older guys. I got to see, I had a buddy post Jason Aldean's opening. That looks pretty cool. I want to go see that show, simply because he's serious about it. And the boys from Florida Georgia Line, I hear, put on a really good show too, so I'd like to go see that. I think, truthfully, I think the modern day entertainer for me is Bruno Mars. I think this guy's got it in spades, and he just hits it 24/7. And a little gal named Pink, if you've ever been to any of her shows, everybody, my buddies that's been to her says worth every penny to go to hers. I think Lady Gaga, we can talk about the meat suits and everything all you want, but this woman is an entertainer and talented as all get out. And I'm stunned how tiny she was. Stood next to her in Chicago, and she's like that. I mean, she's so tiny, but man, you talk about energy. She's full of it. So I like those kind of entertainers. We were lucky enough to go see Beyonce.
That was, I was gonna say, that was one of them, it was in a smaller setting, and that was one of the best shows.
Female Michael Jackson. I do. I think she's that much. I think we hear more about the celebrity than her talent. Her talent is rivaled by nobody. She's got it all.
Y'all are in Kentucky, what kind of bourbon are you drinking tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll be down in the water, I can tell you that for sure, because I remember one thing about this building, it's hot. This building is hot. This is a hot building, but I like it that way.
He doesn't drink, but he likes it when I do, so. It's the truth. I'm sorry, it's true. But, he's such an intense guy, I'm really grateful he doesn't drink. Maybe some Dr. Pepper, that
Yeah,
might be the
there you go.
strongest thing I've ever had.
Yes.
CDs, are they going to be limited edition again?
Yeah, we got a limited edition like always. I think we have since probably Fresh Horses maybe. This is called the All Black Edition. It's pretty cool. With digital, getting into the digital world, I also learned that we're losing the art. And these people work hard. These photographers, graphic artists, they all work really, really hard, and their art is disappearing. So we always like to pay tribute to that with a limited edition that's mostly about the art. Music's not any different, because no offense to anybody that does this, to have a different song at Target and a different song at Walmart, and to ask your fans to buy it twice for one song, I don't dig that. So we try and figure out how to do it with art and stuff like that. So there is a limited edition that's out there, probably half as many as what usually are. So I think there's about 500,000 out there, and we'll see. I always love to see the people that come with all of their limiteds, and they want you to sign it. That's pretty sweet.
Any friendly wagers between the two of you on your CD releases?
No, I just hope that we both have a hell of a good week, you know. So we want. I mean, the great thing is, I'm going to get half of whatever she's going to get.
Very, very, very limited time for a few one-on-ones, so thank you, everybody, but.
Did anybody get a question that they didn't get answered first before we close this up? Okay, thank you.
Thanks for
very
being here,
much.
thanks for waiting on us.
Thank you.